It's the 2nd of September. You're most welcome for the NILEcast on Westnile television with me, Farish Majid. Let's first have a look at some of the stories making it down the headlines.
In the headlines tonight, violence broke out at Muhibbin Mosque fundraising drive in Arua City. Police investigates the murder of 4 people in Adjumani district. And General Moses Ali launches his book in Adjumani district. This and more in the NILEcast News Bulletin.
All right, thank you so much for joining us for the NILEcast on Westnile television. And now heading straight into the news in detail. Violence and chaos broke out at Muhibbin Mosque in Arua City, where a group of youth suspected to be organized by the Arua Muslim District Card Abu Jafar Karala attempted to stop the fundraising drive from taking place. This led to police intervention, whereby the group was blocked from accessing the fundraising drive. But however, the angry community of Muhibbin Mosque accused the district Qadi of siding with the police and security officials to always interfere with affairs that do not concern them. Take a look at the story. The fundraising drive aimed at raising money to finalize the works on Muhibbin Mosque was characterized by violence and chaos as a group of youth believed to be led by the Arua Muslim District Qadi Abu Jafar Karala attempted to stop the event from proceeding. This follows a press conference recently where the district Qadi promised to stop the activity from taking place. The angry Mastura community, where the mosque is found, accused the district Qadi for several crimes and also accused the security of working with him.
In fact, the main reason for these people disturbing us here in Muhibbin Mosque is just that thing on the mosque, the mast, the antenna. So their interest is there. They said we are thieves. We are actually stealing money from the mosque. He himself, the district Qadi, is a thief because he has managed to grab this second school in Aja, which is a community-based. He took it as his personal thing. So that is the reason why we said he's also a thief. It's not only that, he has many cases, even in the court, just of grabbing people's property like that. So I wish to say we are stable and we are just going to remain here, and we don't want violence. That is why we are always following the government path. Abu Jafar has been supported highly by the RCC of Arua City because they have the same interest. That's why if Abu Jafar does anything, she's always supported by RCC very highly. The other time in Naja, she supported RCC supported Abu Jafar, and in this case, when we always go up there, we are not allowed to speak. They always speak in that office with Abu Jafar. He speaks more than anybody else. If we want to speak, we are obstructed. They don't allow us to speak. So that is the main problem here. Is actually the security is the main problem here. He's doing things which are not related to law, but he has been protected by the security people.
Abu Jafar is Shetani. Ali Jafar Islam already Arua City. Anyama auto government wanamuka bora otoba dicheko nyoto panga anti oje Islam dia ida Muslim kole panga se abudi ni bangi se amu Islam kole ngori anidi ndisi government otori no mukaku seki mupati otori no mukaku president Museveni wanje mboli ni obia otepi Islam otepi yara ninjaku ali no ora jamole okere ya dikalpo mbati anidi ndisi now support the movement today. Manda ba after support today. Ma the send a bank after support today. Because ba zidi because ili mlini mo tuone bila Al-Qaeda amuzi Islam kwa sababu lakini Al-Qaeda hili inatikali vile jiji inaanza sudia.
But however, efforts to get comments from Arua Central Police Station officials remained futile. Some were beaten and others captured by the community members, accusing them of attempting to interfere with the affairs that do not concern them. The conflicts between Uganda Muslim Spring Council and the Muhibbin Mosque community leaders are believed to be fueled by the telecommunication mast instituted on top of the mosque. But however, no official communication concerning arrests had been made by the police yet. Farish Majid, Westnile TV Nilecast. Away from that, the legal officers are expressing worries over the growing ignorance among community members, contributing to the continued violation of the Succession Act that gives powers to the children, the spouse and the dependents to share estates and property of the deceased. This comes at a time where Arua City yesterday joined the rest of Uganda to commemorate the Pro Bono Day aimed at providing free legal services to the masses. The event that was celebrated under the theme, Understanding Succession Process as a Means to Protect Property and End Family Conflicts, conducted at the office of the Prime Minister grounds in Arua City. Frederick Dramadri has more on the story.
Yes, this violation is very prevalent. I can tell you one of the highest cases that we register on a weekly basis is this case, where people are denied their rights to inheritance. These women, especially women, when their husbands die, the family of the man decide to send her out of the house. This is a common practice and it is happening here and there. We've registered so many cases. I can tell you from the beginning of the year to now, we have over 150 cases. Now that is just office. We also have our community legal volunteers whom we use to like they are foot soldiers in the communities where we cannot reach. These ones also report on a weekly basis, and I can tell you the highest of the cases we report on a weekly case, like from the community, is that denial of what? Inheritance, the right to inheritance. These women, they are sent out of the matrimonial houses by the family of the deceased, their deceased husbands, and this has left them in a situation where they can't even take care of their own children. The children that are left behind are also denied their access to those properties by the uncles, aunties and grannies who are around. So let me tell you that this law is being infringed because people probably don't have the knowledge about what is supposed to be done. Not that when your brother dies, the property shifts to you. Your brother has what? Responsibilities, has children, has dependent relatives, has wives or a wife. You know our customary laws here, how people marry more than one woman. So these laws, if we don't teach our people very well, they may not know, and that will lead to so many cases at court. It meaning the best way to deal with the property of a deceased person is by getting letters of administration, and that is got through court. They move through the process. You move to NILE, you get a death certificate for the deceased person, move to office of the Administrator General. There you get a certificate of no objection. There they first make them have a meeting, several meetings, to make sure that the properties that they are declaring to be for the deceased are actually for the deceased. From that point, they move to court and apply for letters of administration. And away from Arua City, now taking you to Ajumani district, where the police are investigating the circumstances under which at least 4 people were murdered and 2 others assaulted with severe injuries and set their houses ablaze on 30th of August in Oyanga village. Okumu Dominic reports on the story.
The territorial police in Ajumani district are investigating the circumstances under which at least 4 people were murdered and 2 others assaulted with severe injuries by a suspected group of Madis in Oyanga village, Okusijoni sub-county, Ajumani district, and set their houses ablaze on the 30th of August. This was reported to Ajumani Central Police Station by Superintendent of Police Yosam Francis, the officer in charge of Zoka Police Post in Okusijoni sub-county, Ajumani district.
It was alleged that on the 30th August 2023, at the unknown hours at the Oyanga D village, Oyanga parish, Ukusi John Sub-County, and in Adjumani District. They suspected a group of Madi community attacked a Choli community who are residing in Oyanga village and in Oyanga parish, Ukusi John Sub-County, and killed 4 of them and injured 2 others, and thereafter set their houses and place, and very many household properties also destroyed. Yet the police are establishing the size of the household properties damaged.
The Superintendent of Police, Dragudo Ignatius, the Police Public Relations Officer for North Westnile Region, reveals the particulars of the deceased persons.
Ovona Moresio, male adult aged 50 years old, and actually by tribe, resident of Oyanga village, Oyanga parish, and in Ukusi John in Ukusi John Sub-County, Adjumani District. Number 2 is Ochan Walter, male adult aged 45 years old, and actually by tribe, resident of Oyanga village, Ukusi John Sub-County, and in Adjumani District. Number 3 is Oloya Daniel, male adult aged 34 years old, and actually by tribe, resident of Oyanga village, Oyanga parish, Ukusi John Sub-County, Adjumani District. Number 4 is Yodong Justin, male adult aged 70 years old, and actually by tribe, Oyanga parish, and in Ukusi John Sub-County.
The Superintendent of Police said the police also managed to identify the injured victims and suspects believed to be behind the deadly attack, though none of the suspects have yet been arrested by the police.
Injured, the victims, one is Ukelo Saverio, male adult aged 58 years old, and the same resident of Oyanga village, Oyanga parish, Ukusi John Sub-County, Adjumani District. Number 2 is Sabina Ochora Robert, male adult, and actually by tribe, resident of Oyanga village, Ukusi John Sub-County, and in Adjumani District. There are some suspects mentioned. Accused 1, that's Duluga LC1, and Dema Alex, Oka Ogenga, and others yet to be identified.
Dragudo said the police least expected to hear of such dangerous attacks between the two communities, especially after having gone through several sensitization meetings on peaceful coexistence among the communities involving their paramount chiefs.
We don't want such thing to happen in our region. Basing on the several community policing we have been carrying in Apa and Zoka area, the people should desist from taking away the life of a colleague. It is very, very bad. We have condemned it. Life has no spare, and we don't want to lose one another in that mindset.
The bodies of the 4 deceased persons have been taken to Mongola Health Center for post-mortem, and the injured persons are still receiving treatment in Adjumani Hospital as the police continue to track down the suspects who are yet at large. This is not the first time such dangerous attacks are taking place in the upper region between the two communities of the Madi and the Acholi over the ownership of the land, with the Acholi claiming ownership and the Madi also doing the same. Several meetings have been held with the government agencies to resolve the matter, but up to date, no concrete solution has been got, yet lots of lives are continuously being lost over the matter. I'm Dominic Antonio Kumu reporting for Westnile TV, Nilecast.
All right, welcome back from that sad and quite unfortunate incidences there in Adjumani, and now back to the business, and we are still continuing with the news bulletin. The newly elected members for the Forum for Democratic Change from the Westnile sub-region were yesterday sworn in at a ceremony attended by top leaders from the Najanankumbi head block, and some of these leaders took oath in various capacities as district chairpersons, vice chairpersons, and among other positions. I personally filed the story. Farish Majid with the story.
The newly elected leaders of the Forum for Democratic Change from the different districts of Westnile sub-region were yesterday sworn in. The swearing-in exercise, where over 100 leaders were confirmed, was overseen by Julius Galisonga, a legal officer from the party, Alhaji Akim Moli, the FDC Commissioner for Westnile Region, and Jamal Abdallah Wante, the Chairman for Forum for Democratic Change, Namutumba District, among other delegates from the head office in Najanankumbi. Jamal Abdallah Wante attributes the recent violence that came as a result of the elections to selfish interest among some party members.
These other friends of ours are claiming that they are intruders, but they have not petitioned any organ. Because when the exercise is not moving well, you either go to court and stop it, or you go to the internal organs and then you resolve the dispute. But these people are quiet, except that when they come outside, they come with so many allegations. And those allegations are taking us back in the criminalization of our party.
Several people took oath in different positions, such as district chairpersons, the vice chairpersons, secretaries, and youth representatives, among other positions. Alhaji Akim Moli, the Westnile Region Commissioner for Forum for Democratic Change, lauded the elected members upon being sworn in, and he asked them to diligently serve those who entrusted them.
I was excused. Otherwise, I think all of us must be proud and happy because you are the people's choice. All of you are leaders, elected in your respective districts to lead this party for the next 5 years. You must be very proud.
Some of the party members who were sworn in relayed their grievances affecting their efforts.
Members, I want to say this. We Westnilers, for us we are villagers. We only associate ourselves with the village people. And who are these villagers of ours? Our party president, Amuriat, is what is a villager. Secretary General is a villager. And the rest of the leaders are what? Villagers. So now, if those people who are in the city, who are claiming to be city people, they don't even respect us as the villagers, should we go back and answer them? Is there any reason for us to associate with ourselves with the people who don't want us? First of all the time you are calling me to go to Katonga. You come to me in the village. I'm ready to receive you. Come to me home. Then we talk. Otherwise, let these people stop with their confusion. All I ask all of us is let's stand firm. The constitution, the party constitution is very clear. If there's anything, any business of FDC, let it go to Najanankumbi. The office is there. Then the head office will pass the information to the regional offices.
My coordinator, we only have one challenge here. The motto is one Uganda, one people, and this motto will stand in city. It's my assurance. But we have one challenge. We do not have an office for FDC in Arua City. We pray that an office be established in Arua City to coordinate the constituencies that we have in Arua City for us to run our FDC activities very effectively this time. The issue of office is really letting us down.
So they continue confusing us because they are the founders. We Westnile people have the power to start their own party. Yes, we took government with only primary four. How many masters are there? PhDs are there in Westnile? Then you continue confusing us with the constitution. Thank you. If FDC continues, we shall continue mobilizing for the truth. This is the truth. the Constitution, we have the power to start our own party.
For a party that once enjoyed the majority opposition influence in the country, we hope with the restructuring by organizing elections from the grassroots up to the top level will help restore the pride among the party believers. Farish Majid, Westnile TV, NILE.
All right, welcome back to that FDC story, and now heading to Adjumani. Right Honorable General Moses Ali has launched his book titled The Odyssey of the Nubi from Soldiers of the British Empire to Full Citizens in a ceremony that brought together government officials, district leaders, and the general public in Adjumani district. Alan Onzima with more on the story.
Right Honorable General Moses Ali's book titled The Odyssey of the Nubi from Soldiers of the British Empire to Full Citizens in Uganda was launched in a ceremony that brought together government officials, district leaders, and the general public in Adjumani district. Abdul Juma Labidi, the chairman Mulik Tanubi, stated that he is grateful to the guest of honor, the Right Honorable General Moses Ali, the second Deputy Prime Minister, officiating the launching of this important book, written for the first time in the history of Nubi culture by General Moses Ali, a high-profile member and leader of the community who has lived the ups and downs of the contemporary history of Nubi.
To His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the government of Uganda, and all the guests present in this important occasion. The Sultan has not been able to attend this important event due to his health. We are grateful to the guest of honor to officiate this launching of this important book, The Odyssey Nubi from Soldiers of British Empire to Full Citizens of Uganda is a book written for the first time in the history of Nubi by General Moses Ali, the high-profile member and a leader of the community who has lived ups and downs of this contemporary history of Nubi.
During Ramadan, the chairman Elswan Biayasel tasked the guest of honor to take the message to His Excellency President of Uganda concerning their contemporary extension of their term of office and poor salary scale of 120,000 shillings only.
And they have given us 6 months. And these 6 months, at least, utilize for us. That 120K is not enough for us. At least we take our issue to the parliament.
Honorable Saban Yusuf, the Speaker, Adjumani Town Council, representing the Chairman Local Council 3 Adjumani Town Council, urged the public to use the books very well in order to retain the history of the Nubi culture.
I urge my leaders, more so the top leaders of this district, please, as the Parliament of Uganda and the Constitution, the mother act of this country, mandated us to be in this country, we needed as well to be preserved where exactly we sat or where we settled.
State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Huda Aleru, stated that the life of a Nubian with Aringa people are the same and asked everyone to have a spirit of unity in order to follow the rules of the Nubian culture.
To be here, indeed, to launch a book that is bringing up the unique, important activities the NRM government has given for the Ugandans. I therefore want to begin by thanking President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for indeed giving freedom for every Ugandan to do whatever they are doing, provided they do it within the law. The Nubian community that has been recognized in this country, indeed today that we are going to launch a book to talk about them, were forgotten.
Honorable David Buliol, the principal advisor to General Salim Saleh, Operational Creation, stated that people must obey the rules of their culture and always be God-fearing.
Yeye jina yake ni DP. Nia ya Uganda na nchi ambayo wanashirikiana Afrika Mashariki inasimama na bado Mungu anaikamatia na itadumu. General Moses Ali, if I am to speak briefly about General Moses Ali, I thank you, General, for putting the letter to the pen to the letter to write about the Nubian Odyssey. Very few people have taken the initiative to recollect the history, the journey, the resilience, the capacity of the Nubians who pacified Uganda and Kenya.
Oshaki Peace, Onzima Alan, Westnile TV, Nilecast.
Still watching the Nilecast program at Westnile TV, and we are now turning our focus to the segment of sports. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. In one of the stories we have got for you today, Uganda cricket team has defended East Africa T20 trophy. It's not the first time we are seeing our country winning cricket T20 trophy in East Africa. Last year rather, they were also the champions. Now the next encounter for them is if they can be in position to qualify for the World Cup. The qualifications for the matches for the World Cup will start in November, and the tournament for 2023 T20 has been hosted in Kigali, that's in Rwanda, where we had 3 countries from East Africa participating in the tournament. Uganda, we had Tanzania, not forgetting about Rwanda. Out of the 12 games Uganda played, they only lost 1 game, which means 11 games we are on winning side for Uganda. Shifting our focus away from the T20, this time we are turning our focus to what is transpiring in the world of English Premier League, and I need to bring for you how the matches are going. And yesterday night there was one game on the card. It was between West Ham Hammers up against Luton, and they beat the newly promoted side Luton Town by 2-1. And today so many games have already taken place. Just a few minutes from now we will be seeing a game between Brighton and Hove Albion up against Newcastle, and this game will be at Amex Stadium, the own ground of Brighton and Hove Albion. Briefly taking a look at how the games went. The early kick-off game was between the team, that's Everton and Sheffield United. That game ended in a 2-2 tie. The same scoreline was witnessed in the game between Brentford and Bournemouth. It also ended 2-2. And also in another game that has already come to an end, there was a game between Burnley and Spurs. This game was at Turf Moor, the own ground of Burnley, and we saw Son coming up with a hat-trick as Spurs beat Burnley by 5-2. Another reigning goal was also in the game between Manchester City and Fulham. Manchester City demolished Fulham by 5-1. Meanwhile, shocking result we cannot also leave out at this particular moment was between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest, and this game took place at Stamford Bridge, the home ground of Chelsea, and Nottingham Forest was able to edge out Chelsea by 1-0. As I said, just few minutes from now we'll be seeing a game between Brighton and Hove Albion up against Newcastle. Then the biggest game over the weekend in English Premier League is getting back tomorrow, as we will see Arsenal tussle it out with Manchester United, and this game shall be at Emirates Stadium. But before that game takes place, we will see a game at Anfield as Liverpool host Aston Villa, and also a game between Crystal Palace and Wolves, and this game will take place at Selhurst Park, the home ground of that Crystal Palace. Leaving that one there, this time we are turning our focus to what has been transpiring in the deadline day of the summer transfer window. Most of the big countries in Europe, the transfer window has already shut down, but some of the countries, they are still ongoing, like Saudi Pro League that has been dominating the 2023 summer transfer window. Theirs will shut down on 7th of this particular month, the month of September, and the year is 2023. But most of the countries in Europe, the transfer window has already shut down. It ended yesterday, a minute to midnight yesterday was when we saw the summer transfer window closing. Now taking a look at how it went for some of the clubs, Manchester United were able to succeed in the signing of Sofyan Amrabat from the team of Fiorentina at 9 million euros on loan. Not only that player Manchester United signed, they also completed the signing of a left back Sergio Reguilon from Spurs, also on loan. Meanwhile, for Liverpool were able to complete the signing of Ryan Gravenberch from the team of Bayern Munich at £34 million. And for Spurs completed the signing of Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest for £47 million. And also looking at AC Milan, it ended very well for them as they were able to lure the services of Luka Jovic from Real Madrid. And the record was made by the team, that's Nottingham Forest, as they were able to complete 7 signings yesterday. Amidst these players included Divock Origi, the former player for the team Liverpool, who went to AC Milan. Also Hudson-Odoi from the team of Chelsea. They were also able to complete the signing of Ibrahim Sangare from PSV Eindhoven, plus the other players. And earlier on, before it sat down, we saw Chelsea completing the deal of Cole Palmer from Manchester City, and at the same time we saw Manchester City completing the deal of Matheus Nunes from the team of Wolves, and also Doyle, a midfielder from Manchester City, leaving the other side to Dutch Wolves. And also finalizing it with how it went for Paris Saint-Germain, they were able to complete the signing of Colum One from Eintracht Frankfurt at a fee of 90 million euros. And lastly, so many people might be asking where Eden Hazard is. Eden Hazard yesterday joined a club that plays in Belgium Jupiler League. I'm talking about a team in the names of Antwerp, and this team will also be representing the country in 2023/2024 UEFA Champions League. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE Sports News. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. Have the best of your weekend and enjoy the game between Arsenal and Manchester United. We'll link up again on Monday.
For that sports update there, and with that we come to the end of the news bulletin of the NILEcast that comes your ways every Mondays to Fridays, and today I've been Farish Majid. Let's catch up again till next time. For now, I'm out.